Hi everyone, and Dragon with you. So today I'd like to talk about dungeons. You see that yesterday I managed to get 15,000th floor at the dungeon, and I'm happy about it and would like to share my strategy of improving titans for a water team to be successful at the dungeon. So here we go. First of all, I use all three tanks. So obviously you need fights of any element not to scare you, right? So if you pick water team, obviously you would like a super strong frontline tank, right? That's why I wrote that he should be your main tank, the first tank to improve the stats, artifacts and levels. So obviously you need to concentrate on Sigurd as your main tank. Then goes Moloch, because when you face Earth teams, you need somebody to hold the line. So anyway, Earth teams are very effective against water, and if they get to your backline, so I mean to the water teams, that you just die very fast. That's why if you have a well-developed Moloch, right, then he stops enemy Earth teams from dealing damage to a water team, and instead they try to kill him, and that takes a while. So that's the time where your team can survive and deal enough damage. That's the idea. And the third is Angus. I also say that alternatively you can use him like 5 or 10 levels less than your main team, because he's still a super valuable tank. You can get him against enemy water teams, so you play water plus Angus, as I do now, and that works in general. So the idea of the strategy is to cover all other weaker titans with tanks which you can heal and recharge between the fights. That's the main point, and your totem should help to do that. So at low levels, totem of 1 or 2 stars is okay. At high levels, I have the totem with 4 stars, and still it's very hard to heal, to recombine my team. So obviously I play a water team, so main characters are water titans, but special concentration I would like to recommend on Hyperion, because he is a healer, and it depends on him how much damage you can provide, how much healing he has. It's proportional to his damage. And then we have Nova. Nova is a very effective character against enemy Super Titans. So if enemy plays multiple Super Titan teams, and she stuns all of them and wins your team a lot of time to recover with your totem. So I would like to concentrate on Nova and Hyperion, but do not forget Myri, because Myri reduces the damage of the enemy team, which also helps you to survive. So I would say that water team is a nice survival team. So now about supports. I would say that probably Araji and obviously Eden are great supports. So if you play against Earth team, obviously Araji may help. So some people, I saw that a typical water team is water titans plus Araji, not to be super afraid of water versus Earth. I would also like to tell about Eden. So Eden is a lottery, so his dig may win or lose you the fight, depend on what he does. And at late game, when the Titans are super powerful, his digging ability gets so valuable that even better than the damage output abilities. That's why I recommend to improve Eden as well, and that should work. Okay, so that's the theory about my Titans, how they work. So let me show you a real situation. As you can see, I have all water team maxed, because anyway at Guild Wars, at fights, I use all the water team. Usually I add Moloch to fight with Earth, to fight with other fire teams. But sometimes I add Angus against other water teams. So as you can see, that's slightly different from my previous picture. So I tried to buff Angus, but kept him at 110s for some time before I could get my team to 120s. And I also worked on Eden and Araji to make them strong enough to survive, to buff the team, and to make valuable digs. Other titans are kind of weaker than them, and it explains my strategy totally. So we have covering tanks in front line, others just need to survive and deal some damage, do some buffs, etc. Okay, so let me show you a real quick artifacts of my titans. So if we go to artifacts, then obviously I focused on Nova's artifact. The problem of the strategy, I would like to highlight that, is that all your team needs this artifact. So defense seal is necessary for Sigurd, for Moloch, for Angus, and for Hyperion. So it means if you use my strategy, you will obviously feel some trouble with picking this third artifact. That's why if you really don't like using Angus-based strategy, you can get like balance between Angus and Eden. So Eden is poorly buffed, but it's enough to make him dig enemy. You are not necessarily need the totems of fire or of earth. You see they are not super strong here. So that's just additional buffs, okay? You need to concentrate on water totem, and the higher level, the more stars is better, but please, do not make a super high level totem when your team is low level, because you will not have enough time just to activate, okay? That's important. Okay, so that was the theory. Now let me show you some practical hints of how I fight the dungeon. Maybe I'll do that from today, maybe I'll do that from yesterday when I did actually receive the level. So let's check what's ahead. When you face hero teams, that's just a waste of time, but I don't recommend using cards of Oracle because you will need them to get a good outcome for your team when you play Eden. So just fight at maximal speed. Then I'm very happy to receive a water team. So if you don't receive a water team, then try at least not to lose your frontline tank. If possible, of course. So sometimes I lost like 2 or 3 characters since start and the dungeon ended pretty soon. But if possible, then try to play water plus other tank or plus other super titan. So these combinations will allow you to live longer and hopefully you can get a situation where somebody survives. Yes, so that if you get all titan fight since the start of the game. If you get a one element fight, then that's okay, that's not a big deal. Actually prefer fire fights because earth needs to be charged before everything starts. So now you see that I will get something in a row. First of all, immunity, because immunity is ability to survive. Then goes stun from Nova. Stun also allows me to recover for some time and to collect some energy. That's the order. So my general order is, first of all, immunity if possible. Then we go to second is either damage reduction from Mighty or stun, depend on situation you are in. And then goes immunity again. So first I usually play immunity, then I usually play stun, then I usually play damage reduction, and then immunity again. That's the cycle which allows you to live longer and better. So let me show you some fights. So here I can choose among fire and earth titans. You see that their power is low. So why does it happen? Because that's not my main team and they are proportional to average power of your element. As you've seen, my element power is not so huge, so we have some bigger, but everything based on Moloch. And obviously, weak enemy team will try hard to remove my Moloch with a lot of skins, buffs, and so on. And as a result, that will fail. While all other characters just need to survive this fight before the next one starts. So there are some tricks here I'll show you right now. Same situation about Earth. You see that Earth is kind of okay, so it's not super strong. But we also cover the entire team with Angus. All enemy team tries hard to kill Angus, except of Hyperion. And sometimes Nova is allowed to stun. She survives to that moment. So what titans are you afraid of? You are afraid of Hyperion. Don't let him out if possible. So try to replay until he does not out. Or at least decrease his damage. That's important. You also are afraid of Eden. So Eden deals splash damage to the entire team, especially if he's buffed. Remember that Earth is effective against water, so don't let Eden out, even higher priority than Hyperion. And the third is obviously Angus. So Angus is a tank who absorbs a lot of damage, and if he ults, then he deals nice damage to the entire team. So that's the three titans I would be super careful with. That's Eden, Hyperion, and Angus. Now what's my idea? So I need to try hard not to let him out, otherwise my team will be broken. So you see that now it's not possible. What does it mean? It means that if I play this fight, I lose the Titan forever. I can do nothing with that. And it does not allow me to survive, right? That's why I pick another option where all Titans survive. Yes, they are damaged, but I need all of them to be there, just to give additional damage output, to give additional buffs for the team. And according to the strategy, you can't have all the Titans hardly buffed, otherwise you will just suffer from every single element. So as you can see, my opponent tries hard to remove Angus. He obviously fails here, what I really appreciate. So now I can use Song of Ancient Mountains. It's removed immediately. You see that it's not effective anyway. And let me just destroy the entire enemy team if possible, okay? So my main aim is to destroy this character. I can't do it right now, unfortunately, but we can get some value out of what's going on here. So I managed to charge almost all my team, and the next fight will start from charged titans. As a result, Angus will be able to ult at the start, almost at the start, and then you just get a super damage output, less time for the opponent to recover, and obviously I would like enemy Hyperion not to ult. Okay, so can I play another fight? Yes, you can see that here we are okay, because the enemy tactics allows us to survive. So I will just accept the fate. It happened because my enemy team had the proper titans. So what's next? When we face a team where we have some all-in, you see that my team is weaker than they, obviously. So I can try three potential options at this particular situation. Option number one, I will play Moloch. You see that this Hyperion is at the central line, that's why I'm not sure if I'm able to stun him. That's why Moloch will obviously fix that problem. Option number two, I can play Angus. So Angus is effective against water teams, so he will help to get rid of Nova. He still needs the charge, so I prefer to start the fight with charged titans. And he really needs healing, as you see, so we need to heal Angus anyway. Option number three, Eden. So why do I pick Eden here? Eden is able to dig the opponent. That means I'll have extra time to recover my entire team while the opponent is digged. And if I'm happy enough to dig enemy Hyperion, then that will work a lot. So that will help a lot. Okay, so let me try to fight with options where I think they are potentially useful for the next fights. That will be a fight with Eden or with Angus. So let's start from Angus. As you can see, we needed one hit to charge completely. That's why we did not have immunity. That's why I started from damage reduction. Then we have immunity. And then the cycle goes on. So now when I have immunity, I'll give the stun instantly because my Titan is super damaged. So in general, if I could stun Hyperion, I would try to save this out for later on. So as you see, the damage output is kind of serious. That's painful. Yes, I agree. And probably I can lose one of my characters. So you see that anyway I lose Sigurd. So I do not heal Angus. Instead, I lose my main team. That means I need to change plans. So obviously I need to stop Hyperion from ult, and Angus does not help here at all. So I can pick either this option, which is provided by Oracle, or try to play with Eden instead. So what should I do here? Actually, I'm okay with this option. The only thing I don't like is the health of my character. So let's try to replace that with add-in in order to show you how exactly that works. So first of all, I reduce the damage. I also can out here because actually we need damage output anyway. When the opponent is weakened, I can use immunity. Yes, I could use it a bit later to make the hit, but anyway, the strategy is still same. Then when we are out of immunity, I get stun to survive longer and to get some time to revive. And obviously you see that this character is not digged underground. That means he will ult soon. Yes, now. So we just need to reduce the damage output, okay? And here you see that add-in died. So this option is bad because even with damage reduction, already damage buff is here. As a result, I can't fight normally. As a result, I'll probably accept this fate, right? Okay, let's accept this fate or fight on my own and show you the third option, so fights with Moloch. How do fights with Moloch go? First of all, I reduce the damage and get some damage output. Another important thing, you can stop damage outputting in case you know that anyway you will need to stop the enemy ult later on. So you don't have the stun in time, but soon you will have it. That's the situation when you can wait and then ult. Again, what I wanted to say. If you have a situation when you are not able to stop Hyperion in time, but you know that soon you will be able, for example, now when they have extra damage, I need to reduce it, right? So I could wait with Hyperion's out before the right moment. For example, not to let enemy get his immunity or not to let enemy get his ult. So I could wait, and as you can see, that still was bad. So I'll just accept the fate. Sometimes Oracle helps you a lot. So here the strategy was just to stun, give immunity, reduce the damage. Sometimes you need to stop Hyperion from ulting. So here we have Earth, or that Earth can deal the part with some losses, but let me try to fight here. So as you can see, Oracle failed, so I cannot rely on Oracle at this particular fight. But maybe I can rely on my own forces. Let's check that. So first of all, I ult with immunity, because immunity is super important here for holding the opponent. Then I'll have the damage reduction ability here. And then if I can survive long enough, I'll wait till enemy tries to ult, okay? So Sigurd, please wake up. No, you did not wake up, that's pretty bad. Okay, then I'll need the stun. Unfortunately, I'll need the stun. So here we have immunity first. So during immunity I do nothing. Then we have damage reduction plus the stun in order Sigurd to have some more time to recover. And then I probably just play auto mode because I need him to ult. Sometimes he does not have time for that. Actually, that was the reason why he slept too long, right? So actually, super annoying team. And ult is here. Okay, good. So now it's Nova's part. Don't lag, please. So check this out. He started throwing the stones. That's the moment when you stop him from doing that. That's the role of Nova. So Nova should stop enemy Super Titans from casting their super abilities, and that's it. So that should be enough to stop them. Now I can just stun all the Super Titans, dig one of them, and enjoy life, enjoy my healing and recharging. For some time, okay. So if something goes wrong, you can finish the enemy Super Titan just before health. Here we go. So as you can see, with Eden I achieved much better results when the auto fight, because I managed to use Nova properly, and as a result she removed the super damage output from the opponent, and I did not lose anybody. So in general I consider these three options as main. Let me try 10 more slots just to show you some more practice. And then we'll go on to the proof that actually this thing works and you can use my strategy at your particular situation. So first of all, I have immunity, that's stage 1. Stage 2 is stun, because we need to reduce the damage output. Stage 3 can be either immunity or damage reduction, whatever, so it depends on situation. It's very good that we can stop some damage with immunity. And now let's check out. Do we need to stop the opponent right now? Obviously not. So I'll just keep the energy between the next fight. In general, try to be healthy and fully charged, or almost fully charged till the end of the fight, because next fight will start from your charged titans versus non-charged titans. And as you saw at Guild Wars, that really is a very important part. If you charge the opponent, then it's much harder to beat him, right? Same works here. And the perfect option for Earth is just this team. So when you see there's no Hyperion, that's the team where you can charge all your titans, when you can be ready for the next fights. So just to get some damage output, I'll do this. You can skip this part. And then we go out. So I know that enemy team will die soon. And that's exactly what I needed, but yes, you see that Angus is charged. That's perfect. But I couldn't skip using Eden actually. So Eden is not charged, that's bad. And probably I had to stop throwing the stone. Anyway, we still have Silva, so maybe she helps next time. Okay, so 15,007. We have an option fire or that. I obviously pick fire because we have a super strong fire titan. Here I will just do the same stuff, so now we don't have immunity, that means I'll get damage reduction plus stun. Maybe I can also get one time this ability, why not? And then get immunity. So then just let them heal, damage, and so on. We need some time to recharge, right? So that's okay, not the perfect option, but that's okay. Heroes is nothing special at all. And the last fight gets Earth or Fire. Obviously I should pick Fire, right? So what can go wrong here at Fire? You see that my Titan died. Why did it happen? Because I can sometimes wait, so not to out too early, so that I could stun the opponent later on. So let me check if I can ult right now and be recharged till next time, or not. Let's check that. Because if not, I did not need to do that. Okay, so now I went straight to the opponent. Now I can stun both of them. And now I need to finish them, especially with my tank, to get extra energy. That's the point. That's why I did not try to finish before. I need energy, and I even skipped using my totem, as you've seen. And the output is better, nobody died. Okay guys, so now I've shown you everything I wanted. You need to try testing with your fire earth teams before you can stop enemy from ulting. I mean Hyperion, I mean Eden, and obviously Angus. And just catch the right moment, get energy recharged, and get health full or almost full at the end of fights if possible. All Titan fights are designed to heal your units, if you can of course, and particular fights are just testing of your particular elements. So the last thing I would like to show is the proof that that works. If you check ranking, you see that at Titan power I am far not the strongest on the server. Somebody else already had max team when I joined the server, like Alexander. He's totally one of the oldest members of the server. But if you get the dungeon, then I'm at 44th place. So I'm top 50 dungeon, even not being one of the best players or the longest living players here. So this strategy works, and at Guild War, at Tournament of Elements, it also works, so I can swap my team depending on what happens here. So at Tournament of Elements, I'm at stage 7. You see that I smashed 4 teams. If I play against Earth, then I pick, obviously, Fire Titan. If I play against Water, I pick Angus. If I play against Fire, then obviously Fire. So that's my choice. That's my choice. Okay, so for example, if we have Water, we just swap the tank here and press Auto. Yes, I could control here not to let enemies stun me. Okay, so let's try to control. That's the last part of my current stream. My aim is not to let Super Titans act, so when they try to throw the stone, I had to stop them, but Nova was stunned, that's why he could not do that. She could not do that, yes. Oh, and that's very painful. That's very painful. Okay, so -1, -2, we play versus 3 remaining. Bad digging for me, and I lost. Okay, so was it better? Not yet. But remember that if you play against add-ins, that's a lottery, so you can replay it many times before you are successful. Okay, so that's probably everything I wanted to show you. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them on my YouTube under the video in comment section. I'll try to help you answer your questions and make your fight better. As you can see, the significant difference achieved here because I swapped Fire Titan into Earth Titan. Good luck to you and see you in my next videos.